Shakespeare's fame eclipsed his life as his plays and sonnets are still highly regarded to this day. In his time, Shakespeare was a popular celebrity and was thus provided with a burial that reflected his status at the Holy Trinity Church at Stratford-on-Avon. However, mystery surrounds the remains of the great bard, and it's possible that Shakespeare's skull was stolen from his grave hundreds of years ago. Stealing the skull of William Shakespeare would have taken a substantial amount of faith and confidence, especially considering how superstitious people were back in the 16th and 17th centuries. You see, Shakespeare's tomb is adorned with a curse, or epitaph, which consists of a quatrain in iambic pentameter. It concludes with, "Blessed be the man that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones." While it was rumored that Shakespeare's skull was stolen long ago, we didn't have proof of this burglary until 2016, 400 years after the man's death. According to NPR's article, Is Shakespeare's Skull Missing or No?, Kevin Calls, an archaeologist from the Staffordshire University, used ground-penetrating radar to peer beneath the stones of Shakespeare's tomb. Calls found skeletal remains under the earth, but the skull was conspicuously absent. Despite the scientific evidence and centuries of rumors, some people remain unconvinced that Shakespeare's skull is missing at all. One of those, Reverend Patrick Taylor of the Holy Trinity Church, told the BBC in an interview that he was not convinced that there is sufficient evidence to conclude that his skull has been taken. The article, Shakespeare's Skull Probably Stolen from Stratford Grave, also includes that Reverend Taylor has no intentions of excavating Shakespeare's tomb, and that we shall have to live with the mystery of not knowing fully what lies beneath the stone. Who would have burgled the bard's skull? One common theory maintains that scientists, or more specifically, phrenologists, were responsible. Phrenology is a pseudoscience defined by the Encyclopedia Britannica as the study of the conformation of the skull as indicative of mental faculties and traits of character. In short, phrenologists mistakenly believed that the size and shape of the skull could reveal a person's intelligence and personality. Shakespeare's skull was likely sought out in order to determine if the skull of a literary genius looked different from that of an average man. Although it's common for people to leave no stone unturned, Shakespeare's last wish was to leave the stones atop his grave in place. And even though new evidence suggests that Shakespeare's tomb was violated hundreds of years ago, it is perhaps better to leave the remains of the great bard in place without tempting the curse of the greatest playwright to ever have lived. Thank you.